Is my sister going?
Yes, y'all are the sisters, and yeah, y'all got to do the morning class last week and this
Uh-huh.
week. So, but I want y'all to know that y'all are always welcome to do whichever class may serve you best. You're welcome to do both. I mean, just however squirrely you're feeling. So, I guess squirrely is the right word. I don't know. What yeah, I just want you to know that this is a very flexible environment. I want you, I'm here for y'all, and I want y'all to do whatever y'all need to do to take care of you and your schedules, because I know our schedules are crazy. Miss Linda, hello. I hadn't spoke to you.
Hello.
All right, now we got Miss Lula coming. We got us a good group today. I'm excited.
Mhm.
I'm taking row. Um, on Friday, as we have completed, not that we have completed it, but as we have learned our basic six movements, we've gotten more and more comfortable with those movements. We'll start learning our advanced six movements. And with that in mind, I went back to the YouTube page under the playlist to look and see what videos were there for y'all to assist you. There's a video that has all the advanced six movements done two different ways, turned around and in mirror image. And then there was one video of brush knee, which is the first movement of the six. Um, that was recorded at least a year ago. I would say maybe longer, but at least a year ago. And I recorded the second movement, which is called Play the Lute. So I don't know that they are cohesive because I've done so much Tai Chi and learned different things, especially when it comes to gentle resistance, that maybe my verbiage has changed a little bit. So I'm working on recording individual videos for the advanced six as we learn them together in class. So look out for that. And also, as always, please let me know if there's a certain video that you're interested in that maybe you don't see. Or if there's one that you want and you can't find it, let me know and I'll help you find it because it may be there. As far as I know, there's no way for me to organize it in a way that makes sense because the way it's set up is whichever video is played last gets bumped to the top. And so that's how it kind of sets it up in YouTube. If there's a way to set it up differently, I don't know it because I only know this much about technology. But y'all just stay in the loop with me of what you need. That's the main message, right? So let's get started and warmed up. Uh, I don't know if y'all's weather is as beautiful where you are as it is in Baxley, but we're not hot, we're not cold, and we have sunshine. Like, how many of these beautiful days do we get?
Mhm. We've had quite a few lately.
Yeah, it has been so nice um, to have that, to not be like heating to death. And of course, y'all know I get plumb depressed whenever it gets cold. I don't function well in cold. And this weekend is time change, right? We know this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
I
lose,
know.
no, we're gonna gain an hour. Is that right? We
Fall
Yeah.
back through
yeah, we
forward.
fall back, so we get to do some hour in the middle of the night twice. And this is when it starts getting dark at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So we have that to look forward to. Yay. If you're like me, I really suffer from that seasonal affective disorder. I really get depressed in the wintertime. The lack of sun, the short days, it really gets to me. And so it just is what it is, and I try to do my best with getting the sunlight whenever I can, but it's hard when you work in an office, you know. So, okay, with that said, let's get started thinking about first our body structure principle, upright posture, our shoulders are relaxed. I have my weight on both legs. I have a slight bend in my knee, and I am breathing. We want to catch ourselves not breathing and continue to breathe throughout the day. And also within our principles is the pace of our movement, slow, smooth, and continuous. So we don't want to be in a hurry. Oh, I was wondering where Miss Lula went. She had to come back in a different way. All right, let's start with our neck. Bringing our hands up, palms down towards our chin and chest. Turn and push them away from us and follow those hands all the way down. Feel a nice stretch in the back of your neck. I've appreciated this stretch yesterday and today with my neck having that little glitch in it. So that's one thing I've told y'all about before about tension. You know, when you're in pain, it's really easy to just tense up. And if you do that, it can make your pain worse. But I've been doing these stretches, these 2 neck stretches specifically, but more than just these 2, to really stretch that neck so that crick, or I don't even know what you call it, a crink, a crick, a pain in my neck. It stretches that out and has helped it so much. Because you know, if you have those in your neck, it messes with that range of motion. You can't move your neck. And we need to be able to move our heads to be able to drive safely. And that's just one of the everyday living activity reasons why we do Tai Chi, is it helps with the mobility of our bodies, specifically our joints. I get stuck on this one because I like this stretch so good. All right, for our shoulders, let's roll those shoulders, roll forward first, and roll back. Got my hands on the sides of my legs, thinking the size of a quarter. So it's really small circles.
I have a lot of cracking going on.
I can relate to that. I know sometimes I'll be walking and my knee, it sounds like potato chips. This one's our second one for our shoulders. Now for our spine, starting with our ball, we're going to separate our hands. So we're pushing up and down at the same time. Inhaling as we come to the ball and exhaling as we separate. I was kind of surprised this morning when I did this stretch, how even this stretch is intended for our spine, but you know, our neck is an extension of our spine. You know, we think of our spine, we think of our back, but that back comes all the way up to the base of our skull. So this is even includes our neck in this stretch. So keep that in mind if you needed to stretch your neck to also include the spine exercise. All right, let's take our ball side to side and stretch our spine horizontally. Short little trips. Now, think about this movement right here and how it is very similar to our waving hands and clouds movement. It's a torso movement. Our hands are a little different. And of course, we're stepping in waving hands and clouds. But this right here gets us warmed up for that movement. We want to engage our stomach muscles as we go side to side. Now for our hips, shift weight to one leg, heel forward, hands back, pause in the middle, and toe back, hands forward. Continue to breathe. When you place that toe back, it's back at an angle like a kickstand. It's not straight back. Challenge ourselves and do one more. Really feeling that on that stable leg. Shift to the other leg and then other, heel out. Also keep a upright posture. Don't lean into the movement. I feel a tendency to want to kind of lean forward here, but I'm going to fight that and stay upright. And then check and say, are you breathing? Check and see if I'm holding any tension in my shoulders. It takes a lot of concentration right here to keep that balance. So that's when we tend to hold our breath. Now for our knees, we got loose fists down here by our hips. We're going to shift, lift, tap, and punch. So I'm just tapping out there in the air. I'm keeping my toe low to the ground, but you can challenge yourself and lift it a little bit higher. Depends on how you feel today. Some days I feel like I have really good balance. Some days I feel a little more challenged and I don't want to take that risk. But it takes a lot of strength to be able to hold your balance while you kick that leg out. If you need the assistance of a chair, no shame in that. Skip these punches and hold on to your chair and do the best that you can to kick your foot out. If you have to stand to the side, if you have to keep it super low, it just depends on your chair. But regardless of any Tai Chi move we do, that right there is very helpful in strengthening our muscles so that we have better balance. Next, we're going to step out. We're going to keep both feet on the floor as we shift forward and punch and bring it back. Feet side by side. So we're shifting to the side, shifting forward, shifting back, feet side by side. Again, a really good movement to strengthen our muscles. And even in our warm-up movements, we want to keep that tempo very slow and relaxed, thinking smooth and continuous. It's easy to get in a hurry because we're just used to moving in a hurry and having to be places in a hurry. Now for our ankles, shift weight to one leg and then heel toe. Get back, shift, heel toe, heel toe. And then our other ankle exercise, big toe, little toe. Bring it back, shift, and little toe, big toe. Always move right to left, so whatever works for you, as long as you're going side to side and working that ankle joint. All right, we're ready to go. Now, I told you as we progress through class that our warm-ups don't take as much time because we are familiar with those movements. Let's basic six. So basic six is also known as our seated Tai Chi, and that's how Dr. Lamb intends the program. When we move forward to the advanced movements, you can do the advanced movements seated, but let me know if you need more specific instructions to that, because in our advanced movements, we go places. And we do in waving hands and clouds as well. We go places, but we turn and go back and forth. And so we don't want to fall out of our chair. So we want to make sure we have that difference in instruction for those movements. So let's go through our basic six several times, specifically thinking about weight transfer and that empty step. So each time we take a step, we place the foot out. We don't immediately give it weight, and then we do. So here we go. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Go to the right first. Waving hands in clouds. Remember, those movements are behind me. The step, switch, turn, and shift. We do 6 steps. There's 4. And 6. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. And close it out. Hopefully this is starting to feel shorter for you because you're learning it better and better. But let's go through it again. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Waving hands in clouds. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Close it out. All right, let's do it again. This time I'm not going to talk. We can experience more of that mental quietness or that zing. And begin. By not talking, I was really focused on that continuing to take those deep breaths. And so there's all of our principles that you can focus on one at the time. So here we go. Let's do it again. I'm planning on doing it for until 2, and then that gives us 30 minutes to learn our new move and practice our new moves. And begin. One more time. And begin. How are you feeling about the basic 6? You feeling good about it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions about it?
No.
Okay. Well, just know that just because we're moving forward doesn't mean that we can't always go back and go over certain parts and pieces. I know every time I go to training, I'm always reminded of like little nuances of different moves. And also, we just have a little bit different ways of doing things. And so, even myself, I look back on my own self at different movements, and I've kind of progressed through. And this, I was referring to this a while ago when it comes to gentle resistance. So, when you're first learning the moves, you're just trying to learn them. You're just trying to know right and left and a shift and what's happening with the hands at the same time of what's going on with the feet. You're honestly not even thinking about breathing. You're really not thinking about proper weight transfer. You're just really just trying to learn the move. You're not trying to perfect the posture and slow and smooth and continuous. You're just kind of a mess when you first learn it. And that's where we're supposed to be when we first learn it. And then gradually we get better and we're able to focus on one principle at the time and just digest it all. And a year or so ago, I started really diving into gentle resistance. So it changed the way I talked about this move that we're fixing to learn. And that is brush knee. Now I'm going to demonstrate our advanced 6 movements first, so you know where we're headed. Okay, so when we get done, we wave hands in clouds, we open and close. Now we're ready for our advanced 6. I'm going to go through them and I'm going to call out the names of them. I'm going from facing the front to facing the left first. I'm going to do all my moves, and then I'm going to come back to the front, open and close, and then I'm going to do all those same moves to the right. Come to the front, open and close. All right, here we go. Brush knee. Play the lute. Hairy punch.
She's modeling something. Yeah.
Lock and close. Push the tiger. Come back to the front, open and close. Now we're doing all that to the right. Brush knee. Play the lute. Hairy punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Close it out. So we have our open and close, friend. We know that. We know we got that move at least. We saw some fairly easy ones. We saw where block and close was a step back with our hands down to our hip, and a push the tiger was a step forward with raising those hands. Okay, those seem doable. Step back, hands to our hips. Step forward, hands out and, about shoulder height. All right, we can do that, right? We're not getting overwhelmed just yet. Except when we do brush knee, which is the first move.
That was one of those.
I showed you all that on purpose because I wanted you to have hope I didn't want to throw the first move at you and you go, oh no, I will wave hands in clouds till the cows come home. I don't want to learn that. Because to me, brush knee is the most difficult move of advanced 6. And
Are you
it's
saying brush knee or rush knee?
brush, like brush our hair.
Okay, okay.
And
All
I'll
right.
show you where that comes from. Because it looks, if you watch the move, it looks more like we're brushing by our ear. It doesn't look like brush knee. It looks like brush ear. But why it's a complicated move is because we go from facing forward to facing to the left without a hop. You know, we don't go here to here. We don't hop in Tai Chi. We have to do this like weight shifty thing. Shift the weight, move the foot, step the foot, shift the weight. You know, it just takes some time to get over there because of steps and weight shifts. So footwork wise, we are hold on. Okay, Lula, yes, ma'am. You have a
I'm having problems.
what you having a problem with, darling?
My computer won't come. It went off, but it won't come back on. That's what I'm trying to get that straightened out.
I see your iPad is up.
Yeah, that's what I'm on my iPad. I'm trying to get the computer back up.
Okay. Well, I'll look out for you.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Okay, I'll look out for you to come back in, and if you come back in on your computer, I'll let you back in.
Okay.
All right, so to go what's going on with our feet? So we're starting off here, weights on both legs. I'm shifting weight. Let me get right with my head to make sure that I'm telling you the correct thing. I'm going to shift left. I'm going to turn my right toe in. And when I think about turning that toe, that's that direction foot. That's telling me I'm going that way, that I'm going to the left. I'm turning that right foot towards the left. That's my arrow foot. If I were to not turn that foot in, then when I got to that next move, hold on, let me leave it. When I got to the next move to step this way, that's a whole lot more awkward, and that feels really bad on that knee. So that's why I turn that foot in to be able to go that way, because it makes it easier once I step to the left for my feet to be like this than if they were to stay like that. Okay. So that's why we turn that foot. It gets us going towards that direction. Now, we're shifting weight onto that left foot, and when we turn that right toe in, we are pivoting on the heel. And so, like, pretend this is my foot. This is my heel. I'm keeping that heel on the ground, and I'm turning that foot. So, because that heel is on the ground, there's still a little bit of weight on that right foot. So, yes, I'm shifting weight to my left, but I'm leaving just a little bit on this right foot so that I can turn that right toe in. Okay, so just feel that, how that feels. I mean, it's kind of an awkward feeling to turn that toe in. Okay, so if you have problems with your knee, you might not be able to do that movement. So if that really hurts, and I'm not talking about just like not exactly comfortable, but if it really does hurt, because I've had people that have knee problems, are in need of a knee replacement, or maybe they've had them and their joint just doesn't have the mobility. Instead of turning that right toe in, you can step out. So I would shift left and then I would step out right. So that widens my stance to more of a staggered stance than feet side by side. So that whenever I go to step to the left, then I have more space. So that's something to consider too, if it's hurting your knee. All right, so it's a shift left. I turn my right, or whatever modification you need. Now I shift all my weight back to my right foot. And I'm going to bring this left foot back. Now it's not going to stay there long because that's not a very stable stance. And then I call this separate and prepare. So I'm preparing to step. So I step to the left with my left foot. I shift to my left foot and then I follow step right. So that's how I got from here to here by shifting weight. So let's go through our feet again. We shift left, turn our right toe in, shift right, bring that left foot back, step left towards the left, shift and follow step right. So you see my right foot is further back than my left foot. Almost my toe and my heel are lined up, roundabout. I'm a little further up on my right foot, but I'm not here. I'm not side by side. I'm not ahead. I'm back whenever I finish.
Okay.
All right, let's do it again. So we shift left, right toe in, shift right, prepare that left and step left, shift left and follow step right. So now my right foot's a little further back than it was before. It's not an exact science, but we're here at a staggered stance. That follow step foot, the follow step right, is the period at the end of that movement. When I say follow step right or follow step left, follow step, that last step of the movement. It is also the first step of the next movement. That's why we don't give it weight. Because if we gave it weight, then we'd have to take the weight back off to then step again to go into that next movement. If you need to give it weight for safety purposes, give it weight and then you can take it back off. It's not that big of a deal. But we, in theory, don't give it weight because we step with it for our second movement. That's called play the loop. So that's all that happens with our feet. Let's go over it again. Shift left, right toe in. Shift right, prepare our left and step left. Shift left, follow step right. That doesn't seem so bad, does it?
No.
Shift, turn, shift, prepare, step, shift, follow step. And so you saw my body move with that, with what my feet did. So here, my body's facing forward as I shift, right toe in, shift. So right here, when I pull this left back, it starts turning my body. Now I step left, shift, and when I follow step, my body is completely turned. So it just followed along with the movements.
Okay.
All right, so that's what's happening with our feet. What happens with our hands? So we're coming from open and close. Our right hand is going to reach out. Our left hand is going to come down over and hover over top of our elbow of our right hand. So it's reach out right, protect elbow. Easy enough, right? Reach out, protect that elbow. Let's add that to a foot movement. That right there happens when you turn that toe in. So you're here, you shift left, right toe in and reach. So those two things happen at the same time. Shift left, right toe in and reach. So practice that a couple times. I'm going to refill my water. Shift left, right toe in and reach. Get a feel for those movements being together, because it's easy for us to learn the feet by themselves. It's, well, easier. It's easier for us to learn the hands by ourselves. But we really want to learn putting them together. So I taught you the feet first. Now I'm going to teach you the hands, but I'm adding in the feet at the same time. All right, so we have shift left, right toe in and reach. All right, so we know our next thing is to shift right. All right, so when we shift right, we keep our hands just like that. We know our next step is to bring that left foot in, that prepare step. When we bring that left foot in, we're going to take our left hand and we're going to bring it to our hip. But that right hand is going to stay reached out. Okay, so let's put that together. We shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right. Bring that left foot in and that left hand to our hip. All right. From open and close, we shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, left foot, left hand back. Just like that. All right. Here we go. Again. Shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, and I call this separate prepare. So I just separated my hands and I prepared my left foot because it's getting ready to step, right? Is y'all's right arm getting tired holding it out there? Because mine is. I'm talking too slow. Okay, what you want me to do with my right hand already? Because I'm tired of holding it out. We're going to do something with it. Shift, right toe in and reach. Shift, separate, prepare. Now step left. All right, this is where our right hand comes in. Our right hand is going to come back, and about our shoulder, we're going to push. And at the same time we're pushing, we're shifting our weight to our left leg. Push, and then we follow step right. And there's the end of our movement.
Okay.
So, depending on the range of motion of your shoulder joint will determine what this movement looks like for you. So, okay, say you have limited shoulder mobility. You're not probably going to be able to reach back like this and turn that arm and push, right? You may just be able to lift your arm here and then push from there. You know the mobility of your shoulder. Now, with these movements, the more we do them, the more we practice, we hope that we will gain mobility and be able to really reach that arm back and around and then push. That's our goal. Our goal is joint mobility. But I want you to do what you can, but envision in your mind that you're really bringing that arm back and pushing. You're going through that full motion, okay? All right, so that's that push of that hand happens at the same time that we're shifting weight to that left foot. These are those beautiful moments in Advanced 6, and that is something's happening up here while there's a weight shift happening down there. And being able to recognize the hand movement and the weight shift at the same time really make you feel like you're doing something. There's just like a connection to the top and the bottom that happen that just makes you feel really that smooth and continuous. My hand is pushing forward and that weight is going forward to that left foot. I get done with the push, I follow step, and I'm done with that movement. All right, so let's just go over it several times. Again, I'll talk you through it. Coming from open and close, our hands facing each other, weights on both feet. We shift left, right toe in and reach. We shift right, separate, prepare, and we step left. Bring this right hand around, and when we get ready, get by our shoulder, we're going to push as we shift left. When we get done with that push, we follow step right. That's our move. Reminder, we keep a song or an open joint. So when we push that right hand, we keep that soft bend. We don't push and lock our joint. We push and then we stop while we still have that soft bend. So remember that. We keep an open joint. Also remember upright posture. Also remember empty step before you weight transfer. You know, lots of things. That follow step foot, you see it's flat on the ground, but it's not all the way flat. The heel of that foot, the heel of my follow step foot, has just enough room for only a piece of paper. Remember, there's no weight there, so we're not grounded into that foot. It's just a follow step foot. No weight because it's getting ready to step back for our next movement, play the lute. Practice several times, brush knee. I think I got, there. Maybe you got it, Lula. All right, brush knee, shift left. Right
Recording in progress.
Oh. I heard myself echoing. Sorry, let's start all over. All right. Shift left. Right toe in and reach. Shift right. Separate, prepare. Step left. Bring this right hand around. Shift left as that right hand pushes and follow step right. All right, again. Brush knee, shift, left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, separate, prepare, step left. Bring this right hand around. Shift left as I push right and follow step right. Again, brush knee. Shift, right toe in and reach. Shift right, separate, prepare. Step left, bring that right hand around. Shift as I push and follow step. So I know I'm looking at y'all, but I'm really looking to see that everything's okay, but my head really does face that way. All right, here we go. Again, brush knee, shift, shift left, right toe in and reach, shift right, separate, prepare, step left, bring that right hand around, shift as I push, follow step right. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Not for me.
You want to know why it's called brush knee. So let me show you. All right, this move right here, whenever I do separate and prepare, okay, I'm going to do it this way so you can see this leg. So I shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right here, separate. You see that? Watch my left hand brush by my left knee as it comes to my hip. And then I step. All right, so that move comes from if I were in a fight, okay, I'm in the fight. I'm trying to figure out how to show you. And somebody is coming at my knee. I'm taking this hand and swatting them away before they can kick my knee. I'm swatting their leg away. We're not really fighting, but that's where the name of the movement comes from, is brush knee. I'm brushing that person's foot away from my leg before they kick it. So that's where that.
Glad you clarified that.
That's why it's called brush knee. Right here, I'm pulling my leg back because they're coming at my leg. They're kicking at my leg. So I pull my leg back to avoid their kick, and I take this hand and I'm swatting their foot away. So that's what I'm really doing if I were in a fight. But we're not really in the fight. So, but that's where it comes from. Brush knee, shift, right toe in and reach, shift, separate, prepare, step. And now I've hit them. Like I've brushed their foot out of the way from kicking me, and now I'm hitting them in the face. So that's what I did with brush knee. One last time, and then we'll cool down. Shift, left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, separate, prepare. Step left. Bring that right hand around. Shift as I push and follow step. So that's brush knee. Do you have any questions about that movement? That doesn't mean you're perfect at this movement yet. You're not supposed to be perfect at it. But we're going to keep practicing, and we're going to add on and keep practicing, just like we did with our basic 6. To give you hope, we finished brush knee, the most complicated move. Our next move is play the lute, and we step back, turn our hands, shift as they pass, and follow step. So that's our next move. It's a lot less complicated.
It is a lot.
Let's cool down. I love advanced 6 because it feels like a fight, even though we're not fighting. We're not fighting, so it kind of feels like a dance too. So I really enjoy advanced 6 movements. They're just a lot of interest to them. A lot of opportunities to practice gentle resistance. And so we'll talk more about that. So this fifth.
There are 6 movements then?
There are 6 advanced movements.
Okay.
And we do them to the left, and then we do them to the right. All right, now give us a gather of tension. And that is not how we want to live. We want to let it go. So I want you to recognize tension, and we purposely gather it here to know what it feels like, and then know what it feels like to let it go. We don't want to live in tension. Tension can cause us pain. So learn to let go of it. Sometimes we'll be holding tension and we don't even realize it. So we need to be conscious and then consciously let it go. Big shoulder circle. Inhale as you come up and exhale as you push down. One more. We take our right fist, that represents our strength. Our left fingers together represents our friendship. Our thumb, our humility. And then put those together in mutual respect, we say namaste. So there we go. Look at us going places with Tai Chi. We are moving forward in just week 9. We are heading there. So kudos to y'all for your hard work. Y'all keep coming
Thanks.
back. We'll learn more next week. But y'all let me know if you need anything in the meantime, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Weekend.
Thank you.
Love y'all.
Love you
you
too.
too.
Hope your
Thank
leg gets
you.
better, Miss
Love
Gwen.
y'all.
Bye.
Good to see you, Gwen.
All right. Nice to see you, Linda. Y'all have a blessed week.
You
All
too.
right.
Y'all too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.